So, you know, I'm a big fan of the Charlo brothers. Jermell and Jermell Charlo, I think they're a beast. And these guys are highly, highly avoided. I think these guys are monsters in their respective divisions. You know, matter of fact, I think that the Charlo brothers are among the most talented, in my opinion, the most talented in their respective divisions. You know what I'm saying? That's just my opinion. As a matter of fact, you know, when it comes to Jermell, I was advocating to boycott the Triple G versus Canelo Alvarez rematch if they don't face, once, you know, the smoke clears with Triple G and Canelo, if they don't face Jermell Charlo next, boycott their fights indefinitely. Actually, I'm boycotting that fight now. I'm not even gonna watch the rematch. I don't care about it, you know. But anyway, first of all, shout out to Robert Littell from Black Sports Online. This is how I found out about this particular story. So this past Sunday, Jermell Charlo was in New York for the Deontay Wilder Luis Ortiz fight. That was a mega fight, and it was just a great fight. I watched it 3 times, and I think that is the best fight this year to date, hands down. This, of course, it's candidate. It's the runaway winner for fight of the year right now, you know. And we showed a lot. It showed a lot of character on both sides, on what Ortiz, how he faces adversity, and especially his skill level, and how Deontay Wilder faces adversity versus, you know, Luis Ortiz's skill level. It was a great contrast, very great contrast. You know, that right hand for Deontay Wilder, it is the neutralizer for real. But like I said, this is a story that I first heard about. This story on Saturday, and I was going to report it, or actually Sunday. I was going to talk about it, but I thought it was too early. But now, you know, more information is surfacing regarding the story. So Jermell Charlo was out flossing in New York. He went to Jay-Z's 4040 Club with his crew, and reportedly, you know, he got into a fight at Jay-Z's 4040 Club in Manhattan. Matter of fact, I'm gonna just tell y'all a story real quick. I went to the 4040 Club way back in the day. This was like in 2007. Okay, that's when the club like first opened up. You know, and there's an area where there's a pool table and stuff like that, and you can like literally, I don't know how much has changed. I haven't been there since 2007, like real talk. So you can like literally go in there. When I was there, leave your stuff anywhere you want to, you know. It's just like a lounge area, you know. There's a pool table, there's a bar area, stuff like that. You leave your stuff there. At least I've seen people do that. Leave your stuff there and you know, go out, do what you want to do, and come back, and you would expect your stuff to still be there, right? Now, I don't know exactly what happened in Jermell's situation, but you know, he had brought $15,000 worth of jewelry. It says here it's $15,000 diamond bracelet, $75,000 championship ring, and a $10,000 Cartier ring, and around $40,000 in cash. He had it inside of his duffel bag or whatever, you know, one of the high ends Hermes bags or whatever. Left it somewhere, and it was gone, of course. Okay. Yeah, it says here it was a Louis Vuitton bag. All right. And of course it was gone. Now there was surveillance footage that came out of the alleged suspects. One of the suspects were identified as an IG model. Okay, and I think they have her name. Her name is Sarah Morin, who turned herself in, and she was spotted on surveillance footage. And they're saying that the $40K in cash was never to be found. That is still lost, right? But you know, the thing about it is that if you watch the footage of Jermell Charlo, and you know, he got confronted by Danny Jacobs, and I thought that confrontation rather was so lit. I watched that thing about 3 or 4 times when it first happened. It was on Fighthype. It was great, but here's a couple things I noticed and I want to talk about with that particular confrontation, right? Jermell Charlo was, you know, obviously I think he's a great talent. He's eager and hungry to fight. The Charlo brothers are eager and hungry to fight, and they are being avoided heavily. They are being avoided. You know what I'm saying? And they deserve a title shots. They deserve, you know, they're that talented. You know, they need to fight the best, and that's what they're calling out for. They want to fight the best. They want to fight the best, and I totally agree with that. You know what I'm saying? I totally agree with that. But what I noticed with that confrontation with Danny Jacobs, right? Danny Jacobs came out. He was like, you know, I came at the perfect time, right? Because he heard Jermell was talking about, you know, he was calling, you know, Danny Jacobs out and this and that and the third. Danny Jacobs came out, was like, oh, I came at the right time. I came out the right time and stuff like that. So Danny Jacobs, you know, came up to Jermell. They had a, you know, little back and forth conversation. And, you know, Danny Jacobs was like, you know, I heard you was saying I'm ducking you and stuff like that. You know, I'm ducking you and stuff like that. And, you know, they were going back and forth. Then Danny Jacobs came back with a rebuttal. He was like, listen, you know, I'm touching M's. I'm touching M's right now. You know, I came to HBO to make millions. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. Jermell was like, I'm going to get there. I'm going to get there. And then he was like, you know, you don't know what I'm touching. His first response was, I'm going to get there. So he admitted that he has not reached that $1 million 7-figure payday bracket in which Danny Jacobs has. Let me tell you something. Danny Jacobs, when he said that, it led to believe that Jermell felt some type of way regarding that. He did. He felt some type of way when he said that. He was in his feelings. You know what I'm saying? And those were when Danny Jacobs said, I'm touching M's right now, Jermell's response was, I'm going to get there. And then he said, you don't know what I'm touching. Right? He already admitted he's not at the bracket of Danny Jacobs. Right? Then after the confrontation, you know, Danny Jacobs left. Jermell did a post commentary or interview after the confrontation, right? And he was saying, you know, I'm ready to fight. I'm ready to fight. It's not all about the money. It's not all about the money. Right? Well, actions speak louder than words, because apparently it is about the money. Which is why he went to Jay-Z's 40/40 club trying to floss. He was out of town flossing. Right? He was out of town flossing, allegedly got into a fight. And, you know, the Charlo brothers, they're real amped up. You know, they're fighters, but you say something wrong to them, they get on your ass. Pause. There was another interview where I don't remember if it was Jermell or Jamal, went off on a reporter for trying to instigate by saying that Deontay Wilder, you know, the reporter was basically trying to get one of the Charlo brothers to say that Deontay Wilder did a terrible performance, right? And then I don't remember if it was Jermell or Jamal, but one of the Charlo brothers was like, listen, man, are you trying to get me to say something bad about Deontay Wilder? But he was getting off. He was getting off. So he's real. Like I said, my point is that they get real charged up, amped up if you say something wrong or you talk slick to them. But my point is that back to my point about Out of Town Flossin and the fact that Jermell said it's not about the money after he was confronted by Danny Jacobs when Danny Jacobs said, I'm touching M's, right? But like I said, it is about the money. And I also noticed is that he did mention something about Mayweather. He said he mentioned Floyd Mayweather and saying that, I'm not fighting for money or something like that. He was trying to basically sneak this Floyd Mayweather and how he did it and how he became successful, making, basically billions of dollars in boxing. He wasn't trying to be aligned with that. He wanted to basically, I understand what he's trying to do. He's trying to, create his own legacy. But when you say it's not about the money and then you contradict yourself by going out to a club to floss with money, with jewels, with cash, that says it is about the money, that you want that kind of attention, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. I just wish that he would express himself that way. That's all I'm saying. You say it's not about the money. Danny Jacobs told you, I'm making M's. Your response was, I'm gonna get there. Then he said, you don't know what I'm making. You don't know what I'm touching, right? He said, you don't know what I'm touching, right? But like I said, my point is that it is about the money. That's a part of boxing, to get that bag. You want to make as much money as possible by taking less punishment. That is the Floyd Mayweather blueprint. That's the way. And Floyd is showing y'all how to do it. Make the most money by taking the less punishment. Right? Of course, you're going to have these trolls and these suspected white supremacists talking about Floyd's a cherry picker, this, that, the third. Right? That's their talking points. All these decafs going to be saying the same thing. Floyd's a cherry picker. His fights are boring. That's decaf, troll, suspected white supremacist talk. That's what that is. You know what I'm saying? But, what they say, men lie, women lie, numbers don't. The facts are facts. Floyd is the biggest box office draw in boxing history. Pay-per-view numbers say, and they corroborate that story. Okay, he holds the records for the largest live gates, pay-per-view records, everything you can think of, because he laid and created the blueprint for making the most money while taking the less punishment. And I'm pretty sure deep down inside, that's what Charlo wants to do. Deep down inside. But again, like I said, I think, the Charlo brothers are very talented. And I hope they learn. I hope especially Jermell learns from this in terms of, Out of Town Flossin. They gonna know you from out of town, and they gonna know who you are. And it's unfortunate that you got your stuff stolen. I hope he gets it back, right? But like I said, hopefully this is a lesson learned from this. Not only the nightclub incident, but the confrontation with Danny Jacobs as well. That you're able to kind of reflect and say, yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with what Floyd did. I do want to make the most money and take the less punishment, but fight the best at the same time. And that's what Floyd did. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with saying that. I just wish he would have, articulated himself saying that. Right? Well, anyway, family, those are my thoughts on that. The story is still, obviously, formulating, and more things will come to surface in the next couple of days, I'm pretty sure. But like I said, one suspect turned herself in, that Sarah Morin, and she was caught on surveillance. She's a so-called IG model, you know, and hopefully the rest of the entourage of IG thoughts or whatever they are turn himself in or get arrested, and he gets his jewels and cash back, right? But like I said, the story continues to develop, and I'll definitely make sure that I'll follow up with this story once more information comes to surface. All right, family. So anyway, those are my thoughts on that. Leave your comments down below in the comment section, family. Let me know what you guys think about the Charlo brothers and that confrontation with Danny Jacobs, with Jermell Charlo and Danny Jacobs. Let me know what you guys think down below, family. Until next time, Chauncey, aka the Black Separatist, signing out.